I was genuinely. What's up, my fellow manga nerds? Today's video is about horror / spooky kind of manga that I think would be perfect to read during the Manga Freakathon or in October in general. Some of these are things that I've recently picked up and discovered, and others are a little bit older. So let's just jump into it right now. First up, we have Dan, and I know you guys have heard me talk about this before, either on Instagram or I don't even know if I was still on YouTube when this was coming out, but yeah, Dan, if you want something with monsters and aliens that is just bonkers, I highly recommend this one. It's so much fun. I think the thing that I love most about this is just the friendships and camaraderie that's in this. I think is so fun, and I'm super invested. Currently, we have 8 volumes of Dan out right now. It's funny. It's got just monsters. The characters are super charming and endearing, and it's just meant to be a good time. Okay, this next one isn't really new, but they came out with these new beautiful full color collection editions, and that is Parasite. I owned the paperback editions of this and read it a few years back and loved it so much that I sold those ones off and started collecting these gorgeous editions. The spines are awesome. They all spell Parasite when they're up on the shelf, which I think is an awesome touch, but they're just really well done, and it's in full color. So it's just, it just feels a lot different. And yeah, they did a really good job. So well done, Kodansha, for that. But yeah, this one's about a parasite nation that is trying to take over humans on Earth, and they end up getting into your body and just taking over your brain. This parasite, later named Miji, he tries to take over a human's body, and he fails and ends up staying in this person's arm. And it's really good if you like, alien invasion, kind of like Parasite type stuff. You will definitely like this. I love the back and forth banter we get with Miji and our MMC, which I can't remember his name to save my life. But yeah, I highly recommend this. It's a really good time. It's only 9 volumes, right? Maybe 9 volumes, I think. 6, 7, 8. 8 volumes. 8 volumes. It's only 8 volumes. So not a huge commitment, but I highly recommend these full color editions because it just brings everything to life. Okay, this next new horror manga has just blew me away, and that is The Summer Hikaru Died. I was originally gonna pass on this because I thought it was like a BL. I personally don't read BL, so I was originally gonna pass on it, but I'm glad I didn't because the BL in it is not very predominant as far as I know. We're 4 volumes in. This is the most eerie feeling horror manga that I feel like I've ever read before, and that's saying a lot. But yes, I really enjoy the doom kind of feeling that this rural Japan setting has going for it. It's really creepy. I love the kind of psychological aspect we get from it too, with his best friend struggling with the fact that he knows this isn't his friend. He knows his friend is gone, but his friend's body is still here with something else living in it. And just the whole psychological toll that takes on the other friend, this guy, like I said, don't remember names. So it's really interesting. It's really good. I highly recommend you check it out. So this next one, I also wasn't going to pick up, but I ended up picking it up, and that is Battle Royale Enforcers. I really want to read the manga for this, the original, but I was hoping that we'd get reprints of it or someday. I don't know. But I have watched the live action movie and really enjoyed it, I guess. But basically, if you like death games, this is one that you should definitely check out. It has like that original Battle Royale feel, but kind of updated with the technology and things that the students have to help them get through these death games. And it has a similar plot to the original Battle Royale, as far as I know from the live action. So I really enjoyed this. I'm definitely going to pick up the next volume when it comes out, which I think might be this month, maybe November. I don't know. But it was a really good first volume. We'll see how it goes going forward, but I highly recommend this if you are a Battle Royale or Death Games fan. This next one is probably my most favorite horror manga I've read this year, and that is Gannibal. There's only one volume out. Actually, I lied. There's 2 volumes out. The second one just came out. I'm not sure when volume 3 is coming out. The release dates are kind of like jumbled up a little bit. But oh my goodness, this first volume, I was can't think of the words. I was genuinely scared for the police officer and his family in this first volume. My goodness. It was almost like I was reading the end of Ajin again. Oh my goodness. I could not put this down. It is about this police officer that moves into this another rural setting way out in the middle of nowhere, where he is investigating the police officer that was there before him, and he had disappeared. Well, this new police officer right here moves in with his gorgeous family, his wife and his little girl. And yeah, so I don't really want to say much about this because I went into this completely blind. And yeah, it was so good. The art is really amazing. I really enjoyed what I read. I cannot wait for more of this to come out because the suspense. I'm gonna need a Blaze manga to just pump these out because I don't know if I can stand the cliffhangers in this because it is so suspenseful. But yeah, I highly recommend this if you are into horror manga. I will be reading volume 2 probably the first day of the Manga Freakathon. So yeah, I cannot wait to read more of this, and I think you should be picking this up too. So The Strange House, I think, is perfect to read this spooky season because it has a little bit of mystery, a little bit of like horror elements to it. But basically you have this guy who's investigating this house that has some weird things about it, and he consults one of his friends that are fascinated with the occult and knows like a bunch of occult type stuff. He asks him what he thinks is going on in this house, and it is so good. I really don't want to tell you much more. It's one of those where you just jump in and start reading. When I saw this announced and saw the cover, I was like, yep, I want that one. In case you didn't know, I went to college. I studied to be an architectural drafting and designer. So of course, floor plans, those appeal to me. But yeah, I had to pick this up, especially when I went to Japan and I saw all the covers for this one. They had a bunch of volumes out already. I cannot wait to get more of these. There's only one volume out right now, but it was a really good first volume. So go check this one out. My last but not least recommendation, it isn't a horror manga per se. It's not really scary, but I feel like October is a great time to read this type of story, and that it and that is Aria of the Beach Forest. This one's more fun and cozy and cute compared to the other ones I just talked about, which are far, far away from cozy and cute. So if you're looking for cozy and cute this October, I highly recommend Aria of the Beach Forest. A few friends were talking about this and I was like, I'm gonna give it a try. If you read Giant Spider and Me, I think is what it's called. I'll pop a picture of the cover right over here. If you've read that one, you will definitely like this one. It kind of has like the same cozy vibes with the animal sidekick in a cozy cottage in the woods. I highly recommend it. It's so cute. It was so fun. The comedy was on point. It was really great. My favorite character is the wolf right here, which I cannot remember for the life of me again. But I highly recommend this if you're looking for something cozy and fun. It's about this girl who is a witch and she lives alone in the beach forest, and her name is Aria. And she happens upon this wolf one day and she takes him in and they just hang out together and make yummy food. And yeah, I highly recommend you check it out. It would probably be good for like some brain bleach for these other ones that I've talked about. If you need some, this would be perfect for that. But that is all for my recommendations for spooky season. I didn't mention any Junji Ito titles, but y'all know how I feel about Junji Ito. Any of those would be most excellent to read during the month of October, which I highly recommend. If you have any horror or spooky recommendations, leave it in the comments below, or if you've read any of these that I've mentioned today, let's chat about them. Another question I had for you guys, are you guys getting the new omnibus edition of Ajin? I'm very curious. I have all the singles, but I don't know if I should pick up the new ones. I don't know. They look pretty. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Are you guys gonna upgrade your Ajin editions or Ajin? I should have talked about Ajin on this video. Ajin is another amazing horror manga. Just let me go get it. Okay, I'm back. I don't know why I didn't feature this one because this is one of my favorite horror mangas of all time. I highly recommend it. It's got the best like villain in it of all times. I literally had reactions to I could not stop reading it once I hit like volume, I think it was 14 or 15. I had to keep going and finish and binge read the last of it. But yeah, so here's my Ajin edition. I mean, they're singles, they're great and all, but like I would love to see this in like a bigger edition. Like, you know, these are kind of small compared to do we get a normal size? Well, here's a 7Cs. So it's a little bit smaller than a 7. Is it smaller? Hold on. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller than a 7Cs volume. I would love to have these in like a bigger print or print cut. You know what I mean? So yeah, are you guys keeping your singles or are you getting the new editions? I don't know what to do. I love this series so much that I might upgrade, but I don't know. I haven't really seen anything except for the cover, what the cover is going to look like. So I don't know what the rest of it looks like. So I wish we were getting this in hardcover too. If they did like a hardcover edition, like they did Parasite, oh my goodness, I would buy it in a heartbeat. But anyways, what are your guys' thoughts on that? If you guys are thinking about that, I don't know. Thank you all for watching and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.